In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Our film opening begins with our production company logo. The company we created is called Capital Cinema. We chose Capital as it has the connotations of being at the centre of all action as well as being the richest and most advanced. Our logo contains a city skyline. We chose this because the city location is a thriller genre coding convention which we used in our film. Following the production company logo, we have the distribution company logo, Coke Media. We chose this company as it's the #1 independent film distributor in Europe and has proven to be involved with very successful films of the same genre, thrillers. Our film opening starts with a female character walking through a city setting. This is shown through various establishing shots. The cars featured in the background indicate that the time period of our film is very present. We chose this setting as it is used in other thriller films such as Casino Royale, which proves it to be a thriller genre coding convention. While the location is being established, the opening credits of the film begin to fade in and out on the screen in clear white font in the left-hand corner, which is a film opening convention. We took the idea of them appearing in this way from thriller film Face Off. Having similarities between that film and ours shall hopefully enforce to the audience that our film is a thriller. The next location our opening features is a suburban alleyway. Here we have an ordinary location which extraordinary things shall occur, which is typical of the thriller genre. The white text is another thriller coding convention as white is used to represent good. Having text that is so simple makes sure the audience aren't drawn away from the action happening on screen to look at the credits. Film openings usually introduce the main character of the film. We challenge this by not introducing the main character of our film, which would be a police detective. We used a female character to set up the plot for the rest of the narrative. She acts as a temporary hero. Having a female as the hero of our opening modernizes the thriller genre convention of the hero being a male, better suiting it to modern society. This is the way in which we have developed a thriller convention. We are then introduced to the villains of our film. Their bodies are shown through mid-shots, allowing the audience to see their aggressive body language, though their faces are not shown. This creates a feeling of suspense within the audience as they're never completely aware of what the villains look like. We took this idea from thriller film Kill Bill, which only ever shows the feet and hands of the villain. We challenge the thriller genre convention of knowing what the villain looks like from the beginning of the film, which relates to the convention of hidden identity, often featured in this film genre. The villains are wearing black clothes, which is typical in thriller films as it identifies them as the bad characters. Low-key lighting is used to show the villains, which increases mystery, as you aren't able to see them very clearly, even though it is only early evening. Here we challenge the thriller genre convention of the film occurring at night. We proved you can create a tense atmosphere while still having the film occur in the daytime. Having the events occur when it is still light makes the villains appear more menacing as they feel powerful and threatening enough not to need to hide in the shadows of the night. Regarding sound, up until this point we have included tense ambient sounds to set up a menacing tone which implies there is danger ahead. Once the female character overhears some crucial information about the planned terrorism attack, the score of our opening changes to a faster one, which incorporates a drum beat, which we use effectively to mirror the female's fast heartbeat as tension builds on screen. Another genre convention we use in our film opening is a cat and mouse chase scene, which occurs between our female hero and villains upon the villains realising the female has recorded what they have said on her mobile phone. The mobile phone is another indication of the modern time period the film is happening in. The chase scene occurs through an urban setting which is very relevant to the genre. The idea of a cat and mouse chase between hero and villain was taken from the film The Bourne Identity, as it proves to be a very successful way of creating anticipation amongst the audience. We did this by dramatic, frequent cross-cutting, which showed the villains approaching nearer and nearer to the hero when she is under the delusion she is safe. The fast drum beats in our score also mirrors the footsteps of the chase scene, creating a feeling of excitement. Events that are shocking occur in the opening in an ordinary setting of another alleyway, which is a genre coding convention which we included. Dramatic events unfold as the hero moves the SD card from her mobile, therefore securing the information of the villain's plan. Instead of using the typical thriller genre convention of a police file containing information, we used a mobile SD card. We took this idea of the using a phone from the thriller film Taken, where the female damsel uses her phone to call her detective father for help. We developed this idea by not using the mobile phone to call for help, but to secure information that can foil the villain's plans upon the SD card being discovered. Our female character is shown through high shots, which shows her to be more insignificant and vulnerable, therefore the audience feel more concerned about her safety. Towards the end of our opening, the female character, who is wearing pale clothes as it signifies her innocence, is murdered, though the SD card containing the vital information the police shall need is in her hand kept safe. This then raises questions in the audience as to whether the gang shall be caught, whether the terrorism plans shall go ahead, whether the police shall realise the significance of the SD card. This then makes the audience want to continue watching the rest of the film. We played the non-diegetic sound of the police sirens in the background to imply the police are on their way to the scene of the crime. The opening concludes with the title Enigma, which means there is a mystery to be solved, which intrigues the audience to carry on watching, fading onto the screen in capital white text on a black background. We got this idea from Kill Bill. The title appearing at the end of the opening is a film opening convention, and the use of white text on a black background is the thriller genre convention. White text on a black background is often used in thrillers to signify the battle between good versus evil, which we included heavily in our opening.